Okay, in today's video, I think we're going to work on a couple of little expressions. A lot of people really love when I do these expression videos. And to show you how I come up with a lot of faces and everything, I figured I'd do a couple more. And you can apply these to whatever kind of carvings that you guys like. You can apply them to just any kind of artwork or any characters that you're making. You can use them for caricatures. You can use them for cartooning. You can use them for wood carving, whatever you like. So let's start off with our first one here that we're going to try. Let me see. I was wondering if I should use a marker. I don't know if you can see this or not, but we'll see. We'll make this guy kind of angry. And you can always make, like I said, just put a little mushroom cap on top of it. And you have another mushroom face also that, we've been doing. Like the things we've been doing. So I'm going to start with just kind of a brow like that, right? This way he's kind of frowny right off the bat, okay? And that'll give me room on each side here to put his eye. And right in the middle here, we'll start two little lines like that for his nose. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Hopefully you can. So I'm going to come down here a little bit and kind of give it a little bit of a curl right there. So it's kind of rounded right from the start. And now I'm going to go over here like this a little bit. And on this side, we're going to take that nostril, well, not nostril, but the flare of his nose there, all right? So we're going to kick it out. Now, these don't have to be totally symmetrical, all right? Sometimes the weirder you make them, the less perfect they are, the better they look sometimes. And right in here is where I'll put his nostrils, okay? About like that. All right, so he's got a fairly wide nose. If it's not symmetrical, like I said, don't stress over it. You can always just do what I do there and make it bigger if you have to, and then color that part in for shading. All right, now we're going to come up to the eyes. Everything in expressions to me is usually the eyes and the mouth, right? I mean, you can have any kind of nose you want, but if we're going to do an expressive face, or you want a character that actually has some kind of feeling involved when you look at them, right? That's going to be the most interesting ones that you're going to catch people's eyes with, stuff like that, right? So always make sure that you do something with his eyes, all right? And the brow line here, that's really where your expression is going to come in. And then once you put his mouth in, that's going to depend also whatever way you do his lips or his teeth or his eyes. So again, we're going to make this guy pretty expressive if we can. So, whoops. So I'll try and draw a little darker, and I can always go over with the marker too, so you guys can see. Now, right here is one eye. All right, I'm going to get that pretty close to his nose. All right, as much as I can. And when I make his pupil here, I'm going to make it small, and that's going to give him kind of an angry, ticked off look. All right, and when I color this in, I'll try to leave a little bit of a highlight. I'm trying to do this slow so you guys can maybe try and draw this yourself. And of course, I'll ink it over and make a pattern out of it. All right, so right there, very, very tiny pupil. All right, and I'm going to do the same on this side. Now, first, I'm going to give myself a little bit. This right here is going to be kind of dark because it will be shading. So I'm going to just shade off a little spot like that. And I'm going to try to keep them fairly symmetrical. Now, sometimes you can make one eye bigger than the other, okay? So if I end up making this one a little bit bigger, that's going to be okay, because it's just going to make that eye look even more interesting as opposed to the other eye over here, all right? So I'm not really worried if it's not perfect. But again, I'm going to try and keep that pupil close to the inside, all right? And then we're going to color that in. Probably shaking my camera when I color, huh? I have the phone kind of above me and to the side, so it's out of my way. That's what I'm filming with today. All right, and these little highlights. Now what I would do is I'd put that in GIMP and I'll make the highlights better, or I'd get an eraser, but I don't really know if this one will work on this. Yeah. Actually, I don't even think I had much of an eraser left there, if any. But, so we have two pupils here. He's already looking a little bit angry. Now the eyebrows, and I could put them slanting down this way, but I think I'm going to try this guy with eyebrows like this. Okay, and they're not going to be anything fancy for now. And I can make these really bushy if I want. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of put them over to the side. Even though they're not frowning down, he's still going to have an angry look. Okay, and that's going to be about what I'm going to do with those eyebrows. We'll give a little character lines here. And we have our first glance at what he's going to look like, right, as far as being angry. Now we can start, of course, adding to these eyes. Now if I want to make them smaller, I could put a couple of wrinkles on the inside like this. Or I could take them and bag them out a little bit more. Okay, so let's see. Do I want to bring that? I'll just start one little one inside here to make this eye a little smaller, and then do one like that. All right, so now he's getting a little bit more character lines. All right, I'm going to hook this brow over here, get a little bit of shading here. All right, and then I'll hook kind of like this inside part of his eye. I guess after a while, once you're drawing for a while, you kind of know where you want shading and where you don't. So that's really something that's hard to teach for me. I just kind of put lines where I think it would make it more interesting. But, you know, you have to kind of look at where the light would be coming in and everything else if it was sitting in front of you. There's a lot to that. I'm not going to get into that too much. I'm just trying to give you guys some nice little simple expressions and try to give him something you can work with that's different, right? And we'll give him that little teardrop down here. And then we'll try to give him some kind of expressive mouth. Do we want him? Maybe we'll make a totally different type of mouth here. Maybe if I can get a lip going here. Oh, man. I really prefer a little bit more lead, a little bit thicker. We're going to do something like this, and we'll see. Now, his mouth doesn't have to be super open. You could have it closed. You can have it open. You can have teeth. You can have no teeth, all right? I'm going to do something like this. I don't really want a lot of lip. I want that to be more lines. I really need an eraser, though. But this right here is what we're going to do for the top. And then I'm going to give him a couple of teeth to see if we can come up with actually what's in my head anyway at the moment. Let's see if I can get that kind of to start forming anyway. Doesn't always work. Now from inside the teeth there, I think I'm going to make his mouth a little bit smaller. So I'm going to draw a couple lines like this and make his mouth small on the inside, and then put another set of teeth down here, but smaller. Okay. And this is where I just take the bottom and we'll start working that over, and then put his bottom lip down, like about right here. Okay. Now I can give him some broken teeth. They're not as big as, you know, the ones on the top, and all that we could color in and shake the camera up real good. This lead doesn't last too long. I gotta be clicking it, and then when I click it, then it's a little too long if I color. I end up snapping it, so I gotta be careful. I'm trying not to shake the camera, but hard to color and not shake my desk here. And like I said, I'll color all this in with a marker or something, or I'll put it in a GIMP and I'll link it over. Okay, so right here now we have our expression, right? He's got a mouth. He's got a little lip down here, bottom lip. All right, that's not a chin, that's an actual lip. If I did want to, you know, make this whole thing like a face, right? I could even just put another line, like say down here, something like that, right? And that would kind of simulate where his chin would be. Below that would be the rest of his head if I wanted to make like a really fat face, okay? I could come up like this. Whoop, there goes the pen, still. Can't talk today, sorry. But now we're going to make a big fat face, okay? So, the sides over here, and then, again, make this come out pretty big. Now he's not exactly symmetrical, so I'm going to just draw another line like that. We'll try to even that out a little bit. And this right here would be his whole face here, okay, to be about like that. And again, if this was a mushroom, say, this right here could be the top of his head, and of course you do his whole mushroom, the whole mushroom thing. I could do something like this. I mean, I'm off the paper there, but that would be a different mushroom. But this right here is a simple version. Give him some smile lines. Of doing a little bit more expressive face, and then it's just a matter of adding some character lines, you know. And then doing some coloring for whatever effect I'm going for, all right? Now I am going to have to set up, maybe I should get my easel out if I'm going to do some drawings like this before I actually make them into patterns. All right, but you get the idea here of what this guy's supposed to look like, right? Now what I'm going to have to do is attach the inside here and his lips. And of course this right here would be, you know, all those mushroomy lines that we have. And I would have to darken this all in and erase some lines on the inside here to get him to look like I want him to. But that pretty much is how I would make that guy, all right? And like I said, I could take this, shrink it down a little bit in GIMP and complete the whole mushroom on top and give him a little more detail, ink them over, make the lines dark where they should be dark. I'm just kind of sketching out what I want on paper at the moment, right? And that would be my next design, okay? It's a nice fat little face. I might even want to make it bigger, and if I would want to do that, I'd extend this down, you know. I could even put him on the neck if I wanted to. Give him a neck down here and then a body, whatever, right? So that's going to be this design. I'll take photos of it. I'll tweak it. I'll put it into GIMP, and I'll come up with a couple of characters, you know, and try to perfect this mouth and everything. Kind of hard to do a video talk and actually draw and think about it, but that's what I'm coming up with in this video. Let me ink them over and see what we end up with. Or play with them at least and try to come up with something even a little bit better. And of course, once I take my marker and I go over everything, then that simply makes the design stand out a little bit more. It definitely looks better in marker than it does in pencil though, so I'll put them in a GIMP, make a pattern out of them, and use them again, I'm sure. Even if I want to put a neck on him, like I said, you know. I have another character anyway. So that's all I'm going to do in this video. We have ourselves another little mushroom. I'm going to make a couple drawing videos like this. We'll come up with some happy characters and some sad ones, some frowny ones like this guy, and we'll do a couple drawing vids, make some patterns out of them, and see what we can come up with next. Thanks for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see everybody in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.